All right, y'all, it is still Proptober, and the other day we went ahead and pruned some of our desert roses, which is awesome because we're gonna have them focus on that root growth instead of putting out a bunch of leafy growth. But what we also did was saved a ton of our cuttings. And it's been about 4 or 5 days now. We're gonna go ahead and start propagating these guys now that they've calloused over. All right, so what we're gonna need is we got some 3-inch pots in the trays. Like I say, always keep your trays, always keep your pots. We got a substrate. Today we're gonna be using the Bonsai Supplies all-purpose bonsai soil. Now this is something I wouldn't normally use for propagations, but talking to Jerome with the Bonsai Supply, he says he does a lot of Adenium cuttings with this substrate, and the fact that it is really well draining doesn't allow the roots to get root rot. So I'm really excited to try this out. If y'all are looking for some awesome bonsai soil, I recommend getting this stuff. So we've got our cuttings from the desert roses, and you can see on the bottom that I've allowed 4 or 5 days for the ends to callus over. If I were to go stick these in some wet soil and the end had not calloused over, you're going to introduce a lot of fungus and disease. Anything viral can penetrate and get into that cutting. So by allowing them to scab over, you have less risk of introducing something to your cuttings. We're going to take our cutting and we're going to just grab us a scoop of soil. This is very simple. We're just going to start here on the left, your right. We're kind of just going to fill this little pot with soil, just like so. And try to keep most of it in the pot, obviously. I did get a scoop though, I'm excited about that. Just like that. Very simple. Just like that. We're going to try to get some of those air pockets out of here as well. The standard chopstick method here. Get good compaction against the trunk. Then we're going to go ahead and put a label in here. A lot of these don't have names, so I put where I actually got the desert rose from. So this is from Fred Reyes, and I know it was white because it had the flower on it. And we're just going to stick it right in here. And now let's do it 100 more times. All right, so we actually ran out of the bonsai soil. Jerome, I'm gonna hit you up. I need a refill. But this is a cool little comparison. We'll try it with some regular potting soil. This is Landscaper's Pride Garden Magic that I use in a lot of my beds. And it's pretty chunky and it's pretty well draining. The main thing when you're propagating anything like this is to refrain from watering like all the time. Like we're gonna wait probably a week or so before I water any of this, and then maybe once or twice a week. You just don't want to let this new root system rot. The bonsai soil is really well draining. This will probably hold more moisture, which can create rot. So we just gotta be very careful when we're watering these over winter. So I got my chopstick right here, and what you want to do is just take your chopstick, go down the middle of the pot, make you a little hole, go a little deeper, just like that. And then the most important thing is compaction. You want to come around and pack it in nice and tight, because everywhere the soil touches, that's where it's going to create roots. So if you have it loose in there all wobbly, not going to do very well. So continue the process. Chopstick, hole, do a little spinneroonie action. Pack it in. And then make sure you label them. That is so important. When I see people starting seeds, planting stuff, propagating stuff, and they don't label stuff in videos, I'm like, oh, like just label it. Just label it, you know? It's that simple. These labels, I get them on Amazon, and they're really awesome. They hold up well in the sun. These markers are the Artline garden marker. They hold up in the sun and in the weather, And then once these tags are done, what you can do is take some nail polish remover, remove that writing, and then you can reuse these. I've had tags that have been used 5-6 times, you know. So the wooden ones, they're cool, but they never last, especially when you're watering all the time. The plastic ones are great. Just try to reuse it as often as you can. We'll go ahead and finish up, and then I'll show you what to do afterwards. All right, y'all. So we're gonna bring these into the shade cloth area. I'm kind of gonna put these like way out of the way. I don't want these to be getting too much water. Probably gonna sit them, let's see, oh, here we go. Gotta move a bucket. I got too much stuff going on here. Kind of sit them right here in this tray. One thing about these trays, they get kind of wobbly, so I end up stacking trays. But we'll leave this out of the way. When it gets cooler outside next week, we're gonna make sure to bring these into the greenhouse, protect them from the cold. A lot of the propagations we've done this year are doing amazing. You can see this plumeria that we did on the 12th. It's already putting on some new leaves. You can see some new growth at the top right there. We even have some of these Texas sages that are putting on new growth, which is awesome. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one. It is Proptober, baby. Woohoo!